You were a baby, so you don't know nothing. You were little. You was like, Mama, I'm finna buy you a house one day. I was like, what? Boy, how you know about a house when you gonna buy me a house? And that's me in the middle.
My sister, her, mama, it's my older sister. Fredo 2 times. Little Sylvia. Appreciate you. For real.
Say you want to change you too, Fredo.
Appreciate you. Thank you guys so much.
All right.
Yeah. God bless King. Unbelievable. This day. I'm pretty boy Fredo daddy. The real daddy. God bless him.
God bless me. Take it easy, man. Tap in with you.
Call me daddy.
What?
Call me daddy.
My brother. My brother.
Damn.
I'll see you later.
All right, bro.
God, his ass is brother.
Introducing the new Whopper Melt, inspired by the Flame Grilled Classic, but with cheese, more cheese, caramelized onions, and toasted buns. Is it Whopper worthy? You decide. Try the new Whopper Melt and Classic Spicier Bacon, now open late.
Shit. Fuck.
That's what? Bro, seeing that makes me want to go home and hug my daughter with the most like love possible, because genuine, pure, just a little extra this time, you know? Because with all due respect, bro, with all due respect.
Alright, enough of this fakeness.
What's happening? What the question you want to ask?
Okay, the question I was going to ask you about, it was something about you didn't want to help, or you was kind of angry, had a bad attitude at the funeral.
Hey, listen, and this the honest truth about this. The whole situation about the funeral that she brought up, that we weren't willing to pay for it, and I took the money back. The truth is, yeah, I did take the $8,000 back, but I'm gonna tell you honestly the reason why. First, the funeral was actually paid for, totally 100% paid for. I think we had like, between me and the label, it was 21, was it 21,000? Was it 21,000? 21,000, right? It was 21,000 at the funeral home. Now, first of all, let me say this. The last thing, I'm gonna try my best, cause me and Sheena have a great cordial. We had, I still respect her, I still love her to death. You know, I'm not surprised, and I don't hate for what she have done, but I'm disappointed at her.
Right.
You know, I'm disappointed in her, and I'm disappointed in her because everything she said at the time she was saying it, I kind of sat back and told everybody, don't respond to it, you know, because my thing was, it was grief, you know. I know she lost Brick, I know she lost the baby girl, the twin, and I know she lost Duck. And I knew what position Duck played within that family. So I know Duck was the glue to that family. So when it first started, the day, man, I'm telling you, the day Duck died, that's when the bullshit was already in play before he died. The snakes had already laid the plan down before he died.
Right.
And I'm not saying that, I would never say that she was the snake. I'm saying she allowed that snake to infiltrate what we had built, what we had going, and we was going in the right direction. You know, First, I want to apologize. The only person that really know, I never told nobody this, but Doug's dad. And me and Doug's dad had a conversation. He called me one day, and I think Doug, what's Doug at the big? Not Dad, Nikki. Nikki, right? Nene. I'm sorry, Nene. Nene, she was on the phone, and the one thing Doug did, he told me was, "Hey, Manny, you know, I don't have a problem with you." He said, every time I talk to my son only spoke highly of you. My son said you was like a father to him. He said, the problem I have is if you said you love my son like you did, why you didn't give her the money? And and he never knew this. And the first thing I did was apologize. So I told him, I said something to the effect like, you know, first of all, man, I want to apologize to you. And I did love your son. I looked at Duck like he was actually my son. Matter of fact, all these little cats, all these young men, I look at them like they my son. And I just allowed Sheena to put me in a petty situation. I ain't that type of guy. You know what I mean? The discussion was, what made me make that petty decision was, she turned the label money down. Cause I don't want to I'm not trying to make her look bad. She wanted to know why the $21,000 we had up there for Duck's funeral, why we just wouldn't convert it over to a check to give to her. And I was explaining to her, I can give you the cash, but on their end, it have to be invoiced. They need an invoice. So what they basically was asking me to do was, okay, you go up in there, man, and you make all the funeral, y'all make all the funeral, let her make all the funeral arrangements she want to make. Have the funeral home send us the invoice over, so we'll know where to send the check to. Her thing was, what she said was, well, why they just won't cut me the check? And I tried to explain to her was, it don't work that way. So her next response was, I don't know if it was that day or the day after. Her response was, all right, now, fuck, y'all keep the money. Just keep the money. So they called me. They asked me, man, what's the problem? What's the hold up? She said she good. She don't need the money. A couple of days later, she called me. She said, Manny, are you still gonna give me that $8,000? And I tell Sheena, yeah. I told her, I said, yeah, Sheena, I got you. Yeah, I got the $8,000. And in the same breath, this is exactly what she said. She said, all right, man, you know it's gonna be a private funeral. And at that time, the pandemic had kicked in. So, and I knew at that time there was like 10 people in the time in the funeral home. And I said, yeah, Sheena, I understand. She said, so you can go, but your kids can't go. Now, I'm sitting here and I'm saying, hold on. I can go, but the same guys who slept in the same bed, ate at the same table, did maybe some shit I don't know about or may know about, and you're not gonna give them the okay to come to the funeral. But in the same situation, people calling, oh yeah, y'all get the address to the funeral. No, we ain't get it. Well, she giving the address out, and she want them to wear these colors, these colors. And she never wants, so I'm calling my kids, my boy. I'm like, all right, did she call you all and tell you all where the funeral address is? No. So it's like you asking me for my $8,000, oh yeah, you could come, but they can't come. And I allow her to put me in a position where I made a weak ass decision like that. And to this day, man, it's not a day that I regret that. And I regret that because at that split moment, I made it about her, and it should have never been. That
nigga cash high as fuck.
So, you know, her saying that the funeral wasn't paid, man, the funeral was totally paid. I mean, everything was paid for. Everything. When I say everything from, it was $21,000 up there. And if she needed more, it wasn't no problem to get it for it. It wasn't no problem. you know. So that's the only thing I really got to say about that. So the situation she's saying it wasn't paid for, we didn't contribute, it was paid for, we contributed. Yes, I did. I did that petty shit. And I apologize. I apologize to her daddy for that, because at the end of the day, that was my job. I just wanted to be able to deliver that man back to his daddy. We knew his daddy was coming home for like, what, 7, 8 months? He was telling he coming. And right. And my job was to deliver him to his daddy. And if he wanted his daddy to take over the situation, man, I'd have stood right back next to him. Because that's where it should have been. No, let me talk, man. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just what it is, bro. Next question.
Yeah, I totally get that. You know, another thing I wanted to ask you, you know, because we finally get a chance to speak with you. You know, you was kind of like a myth in the drill culture. We all knew about you. We started seeing interviews and stuff about you on the internet. So I do want to ask you a few more questions. It's kind of like a rumor that's going on. A lot of videos that's posted on YouTube about, you know, LBG Duck manager and took his money. He played the label deal with him and took all the royalties and things like that. Is it a way you want to kind of clear that up?
All right, let me clear that up. And what I'm finna say, I'm basically going out I'm basically responding to some of the things she said. So it's easy to kind of take what she said and what I said and put them together. All right. It is true. Doug got the deal. Thanks. Doug got the deal for $325,000. The label cut Doug a check. The label gave him an advance of $150,000. They turned around and said, okay, for the 20% management fee, I was supposed to get like $73,000. I told him, no, send me $50,000. Because the time I hold me, Young, Dutchy, Doug, sat down at the table, and this was the discussion. Every dime that they send me, I'm going to push it back into y'all. Because the thing is, she knew, everybody that around her knew, how can I say this without, knew the financial situation. It wasn't like, I wasn't hurting for no money. I was okay. You know what I mean? So
I gotta fucking pee. Hold on.
Out of straight.
Damn.
Look, and I always wanted to see them boys. I always wanted to see them boys win. I wanted to put them boys in a position, help them put them in a position Well, a lot of this shit they were going through, I know one thing. If your energy is focused towards something else, you don't have time for this BS. So that was my reason. I never took no my. Hey, one thing these boys could tell you: show money, anything. I never took a dime from none of them. Never. Every show dollar they got, Young Dutchy, Cash, Duck, I hand them every dime over.